This week on Premier Preps, playoffs aplenty. Postseason baseball in D6 with Bear River and Leroy Greene, and in D2 with Del Oro and Woodcreek. The last week of regular season softball with Pondo hosting Whitney, and section championship volleyball from Cosumnes River College. You are watching Premier Preps. Welcome to another episode of Premier Preps. I'm your host, Nick Pecoraro. Thank you, as always, for hanging out on your Sunday. We got a ton to get to this week as we wrap up the softball regular season and give you championship highlights from boys volleyball later in the show. But first, we want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there watching their babies put on a show right here on Premier Preps. We start with the first of two playoff baseball games this week, way up in Lake of the Pines, where the top-seeded Bear River Bruins were looking to start their journey to the program's first ever section title, but not without a little adversity to begin the postseason, as key injuries left the team a little short-handed for the first round. And it wasn't just any 16 seed that they were playing, it just happened to be the Leroy Greene Academy Lions of Natomas, who had won back-to-back Division VI championships coming in and weren't going to back down from any fight. A D6 playoff opener happening on Tuesday afternoon. Division VI playoffs began on Tuesday. Bear River is the top seed, but the Bruins are a little short-handed with injuries, going against the defending back-to-back D6 champs, the Leroy Greene Academy Lions. Bruins starter Seamus McEwen had things under control early on, snatching the comebacker to get the final out of a 1-2-3 first inning. And the Bruins brought their hit sticks on Tuesday, runners at second and third in the bottom of the first for Cooper Berry. And Berry barrels one up down the third base line. Cooper Lunsford and Max Williams come in to score. And just like that, it's 2-0 Bruins. Two batters later, McEwen, the pitcher, comes up to bat. He shoots a single the opposite way, but LGA right fielder Phillip Jones gives us all tickets to the gun show. He shoots down the lead runner at third to prevent another run from scoring. For now, that is, because Bear River wasn't done in the first. They tack on a third run on an errant pickoff attempt at second base. The ball squirts into center field, and Nolan Allen comes in to score. Same inning, another errant pickoff attempt. This time it goes into right field. Braden Estrada scores, and it's 4-0 Bruins after one. Bottom two now, Bear River still has the bats working. Cooper Lunsford goes Oppo Taco Tuesday to drive in Ryder Eason, and then Nolan Allen comes through with a big knock to bring home Max Williams. Allen was 2 for 2 on Tuesday. Bear River's up 7-0 after two. Bruins in full control here. Charlie Smith leads off the bottom of the third with a double in the deep left field. The Bruins score on 5 straight bases-loaded walks, 9 runs in the inning, and that's capped by a Ryder Eason single driving in Charlie Smith for the second time in the frame. It's 16-0 Bruins after 3. But LGA showing some signs of life in the top of the fourth. James Von Scheck with the third straight hit to open the inning. His double drives in Cyrus Gray and Juan Salazar. The Lions get 3 in the fourth, and they almost get the shutdown inning until Charlie Smith comes through with a 2-out seeing eye single. Chase Young scores. It's a season-high 17 runs for the Bruins, and then Smith finishes the job on the mound. And Bear River, the top seed in D6, advances to round 2.
Bear River baseball is all about small ball, all about making the small plays, coming up with the small hits, not the big flashy stuff that you see, but singles, walks, doing all that little stuff, right? Last year we had some pressure get to us, some nerves, and this year we just came out, didn't let that get to us, played our game, played our baseball, and we did what we had to do.
It is ring season in the Sac-Joaquin section, and when the time comes to raise those championship banners, don't forget to celebrate your team's journey with Premier Championship Rings, your source for custom bling that tells the story of your championship season. Visit premiergradproducts.com and click on the Championship Rings page for all the designs for past champs from right here in Northern California. We'll get you updated on the Divisions 1 through 4 brackets later in the show, but for now, here's a peek at who's left standing in the semifinals for Divisions 5 through 7 in the race for the ring presented by Premier Championship Rings. In Division 5, the Lincoln Fighting Zebras are one of 3 PVL teams to earn a top seed in the postseason, along with Oakmont and Bear River. The Woodland Wolves await in the semis, while another PVL team, Wheatland, will take on Houston. We just saw Bear River. The Bruins are still alive. Their semifinal matchup is with Amador of Sutter Creek. And we keep bringing up the Pioneer Valley League. Colfax, yet another PVL team in the semis. They'll battle the defending section and NorCal champ, Woodland Christian. And in Division 7, Turlock Christian looks to hold down the top seed against Rio Vista, while Valley Christian Academy looks to add to its 8 section titles. The Lions need to take 2 of 3 from Vacaville Christian. Section semifinals are best 2 out of 3. Stay tuned for updates in the race for the ring, presented by Premier Championship Rings. You know that feeling when you win it all? When you become a champion. Now you can celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship Rings. Bob Sebring has designed custom championship bling for more than 30 years and has been the trusted source for crafting priceless jewelry that tells the story of your team's championship journey. From football in the fall to baseball in the spring and everything in between, Premier Championship Rings has designed rings for dozens of local high school programs and even at the collegiate, pro, and youth levels as well. Whether it's a section, regional, or state title, Premier Championship Rings has you covered. So when your team wins the big game, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time to put a ring on it. Celebrate like a champion with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. Thursday marks the final day of the softball regular season, and we paid a visit to Shingle Springs, where the Ponderosa Bruins have been one of the hottest teams in the land, winning 8 straight entering Thursday, including a wild finish on Tuesday where the Bruins overcame a 7-run deficit with an 8-run bottom of the 7th for a walk-off win to hand Woodcreek its first league loss. Coming into town on Thursday were the Whitney Wildcats, equally as hot, winning 9 of their last 11 and hoping to position themselves for another deep playoff run. The Bruins and the Wildcats on Thursday night. It's the softball regular season finale, a pair of teams that have won section championships in the past 2 years. Pondo taking on Whitney, both teams scorching hot coming into Friday. Here we go. Pondo starter Sadie Ward coming out firing, getting the strikeout to end the first. Bruins come to the plate in the bottom half, and if there was an all-multi-sport team, this girl would be right at the top of the list. Brooklyn Nordquist, section champ, player of the year in flag football, section finalist, optimist all-star in basketball, and here she is getting the Bruins going with a leadoff triple. Brooklyn Nordquist, certified stud. 2 batters later, she would come home on a deep fly ball to left, the sacrifice fly courtesy of Kate McCartney, and just like that, Pondo leads 1-0 after 1. Whitney starter Paige Tamblin starts to find her groove in the second. She gets 3 strikeouts over the next 2 innings. But in the bottom of the 4th, Pondo gets a big swing from Kate McCartney. The people in the pop-up tents thought they were safe. Think again. That ball was absolutely destroyed. The freshman with her 6th home run of the season, and that makes it 2-0 Bruins after 4. Whitney struggling to get the bats going, but they're staying in the game with defense. Brooklyn Steele. If your name is Steele, then you take away hits. Beautiful play from her belly. And we can't cover a Whitney game without shouting out Tylee Kitchen, friend of the show. She's got the sack bunt covered, going the hard way to second. You're not getting that past the San Diego State commit. But in the bottom of the 6th, the Bruins add some insurance. Bella Adams goes the other way. It's too hot to handle. Bella ends up at second. Kate McCartney comes in to score, and it's 3-0 Bruins as we head to the 7th. Sadie Ward working on a 2-hitter. And if you haven't seen enough of Kate McCartney, check out this play to end the game. Free snow cones for everyone. That's your ball game. Pondo is peaking at the right time. Sadie Ward with the shutout and the great posture in the post-game interview.
We were just really excited all game, and we kept it up throughout the whole game, especially in, I think it was the 5th or 6th inning. We really stepped up with the energy, and that helped push us through. Honestly, the beginning of the season, we were just like a little out of sync as a team, but a couple team bondings, and we're back at it. Had a great season.
Time for our big picture top 10 softball rankings presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Hey, did you know that when you visit LENI'Spictures.com, you can use the promo code NP7 at checkout and get $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier PREPS? Sounds too good to be true, but it's not. Please take advantage of that special while you still can. And here's the final regular season big picture top 10 softball rankings presented by LENI'S Pictures. Can't get enough high school sports in Sacramento? Well, Premier PREPS has got you covered like no one else. You want game highlights? We got you. You want local insight? We got you. You want inspirational feature stories? We've got you. How about exclusive interviews with prominent players and coaches in the area? We got you. Scores, updates, top plays, and much, much more every Sunday at 5 o'clock during the high school season on YouTube. We look back at the week that was and keep you updated on who's got next. So follow along on social media and subscribe on YouTube to Premier PREPS with me, Nick Pecoraro, because it's giving Sacramento high school sports the coverage it deserves. ERIK'S Deli Cafe brings you the team with character each week this spring, and guess what? You don't need to be chosen as the team with character each week to enjoy great food from ERIK'S Deli Cafe. They've got sandwiches with character, soups made from ERIK'S family recipes, freshly made salads, and much more. Order online from the Folsom and Roseville locations and enter the promo code FORVBOGO525 to get buy one, get one deals for sandwiches, wraps, and salads good throughout the month of May. This week, we're going with the Ponderosa softball team. Something about winning 9 straight to end the regular season after starting the year 3-6. That streak includes a wild win over Woodcreek, where the Bruins overcame a 7-run deficit with 8 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Could we see Pondo back in the section finals? We'll find out in a couple weeks, but for now, Ponderosa is the ERIK'S Deli Cafe team with character.
304, complaining of dizziness, lightheadedness. We're going to send EMS on the way, but can you take a ride over there? 10-4 on my way.
It's allowed our responders to get their hands on the next step of technologies that are facing EMS.
It saves you the time to ask the questions and really concentrate on treating the patient.
It was championship week in the Sac-Joaquin Section for boys volleyball, and what better way to wrap up championship Saturday than with an all-Sierra Foothill League final between top-seeded Oak Ridge and second-seeded Folsom. The Trojans and the Bulldogs split their SFL meetings this year, so the rubber match would be for all the marbles. Both teams looking for their first ever boys volleyball banner. The D1 final happening Saturday at Cosumnes River College. This is what it's all about right here. The Division I final at Cosumnes River College. The top two teams in the area, Oak Ridge and Folsom, Saturday night, and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. First set, the Trojans with an early advantage. Travis Vandaloyster rises up for the big stuff at the net, but the Bulldogs weren't phased. The ace from Neelagrive Chintaluri helps Folsom earn set 1, 25-23. Switching sides for set 2, big Jack DeGraff had a huge night for the Bulldogs, and he's just getting warmed up right here. But Oak Ridge showing why they're the number 1 seed. Jamie Frazier puts it down with 2 hands, and the Trojans start to make a run. Jack Reiser to Jack Reynolds to Travis Vandaloyster. Big Trav led the Trojans with 15 kills on Saturday. And then check out the hang time from Nicholas Nettleman. Great feed from Jack Reynolds. And the Trojans take set 2, 25-23. The Bulldogs respond in set 3. How about some defense from Diego Chavez putting up a brick wall? And then Parker Dyson says, anything you can do, I can do better. Folsom takes set 3, 25-20, and the Bulldogs can almost taste their first blue banner. To the fourth we go. Travis Vandaloyster once again keeping the Trojans within striking distance, but this is where Jack DeGraff really starts to take over. Big swing off the feed from Diego Chavez, and then this time it's Parker Dyson going off the dome to hammer it home. The head tap makes it 12-10 Folsom, but Oak Ridge isn't going away quietly. Sam Renaud gets a huge block. That ties things up at 24 apiece. But Jack DeGraff would be denied no longer. He gives Folsom the advantage, knocking this one out of the park. And here comes championship point. And who else do you go to but the guy with 21 kills on the night? Jack DeGraff puts it away, and it's time to celebrate. Folsom wins in 4 and brings home its first ever boys volleyball section championship.
From the very beginning, this was our goal. We had our losses, and that kind of made it seem like, oh, maybe not this year, but we finished strong.
Sophomore year, we had great players. We just never made it this far. Last year, we won league for the first time, and that was an amazing feeling, and we just know we had to take it a step farther, and I'm glad we did, especially it's our last year. I think 8 seniors on our team this year, and it's great to leave our impact on the school for sure.
Now that section champs have been crowned, let's take a look at the rest of the brackets in the race for the ring presented by Premier Championship Rings. You just saw the Division I final as second-seeded Folsom takes down top-seeded Oak Ridge for its first ever section title and its first ever finals appearance. In Division II, more SFL dominance as Del Oro beats West Park to bring home its third blue banner. The Golden Eagles will now try for their first ever state championship. To D3 now, the TVL champion Ripon Christian wins its third overall blue banner and prevents Christian Brothers from going back-to-back. The Knights have a NorCal title from 2022. They'll try for a state title in the coming weeks. The D4 final featured the 2 teams with the most wins in the section, and it was top-seeded Ben Holt of Stockton, improving to 38-1, and avenging its section finals loss from a year ago. The Bobcats take down a 34-win Livingston squad. And in the first Division V final in section history, top-seeded Westlake Charter of Natomas caps its record-setting season with its first ever section championship by beating Stone Ridge Christian of Merced. This will also be the first time we have CIF state championships for boys volleyball. Regional brackets get underway on May 20th, with state championship matches going down May 31st at Fresno City College. Section champs and runners-up from Divisions 1 through 4 will qualify for NorCal play. Remember, if you just won a section title and want to celebrate in style, then visit PremierGradProducts.com and hit the Championship Rings page and order your custom championship bling from Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. Now that we've crowned Sac-Joaquin Section champions, let's take a look at the latest boys volleyball top 10 rankings. We've got bonus playoff baseball coverage for you. We go to the Division II quarterfinals, where the Woodcreek Timberwolves were fresh off of a complete game 2-hit gem from Bryson Ruiz in the D2 opener against Tokay. They advanced to take on Del Oro, which has battled some adversity lately, as our good friend Jordan Georgeson of Gold Country Media reported. The Golden Eagles were forced to forfeit 9 wins due to a clerical error from the coaching staff that intended to show that an assistant coach served a 1-game suspension after an ejection from an earlier game this season. But that hasn't stopped Del Oro from being a force on the field. If you take away the forfeits, DO would be 20-9 entering Friday's game, the 4-5 matchup in Division II, Friday at Woodcreek. Anything can happen in a 4-5 matchup. We had Woodcreek as the 4 seed hosting number 5 Del Oro in a Division II Whopper. With a chance to go to the section semis, here we go. DO strikes first. Top 1, runners on first and second for Cale Lumbert. And he made sure to bring the lumber on Friday. A single to left will score Will Stark. And just like that, it's 1-0 Golden Eagles. We go to the bottom of the second. The Timberwolves load the bags with 2 outs. And sophomore Blaze Flores hits a tough chopper to short. And his blazing speed forces the throw offline. All 3 runs will come in to score. All of them will be unearned. Flores causing all sorts of chaos to break loose. And in the blink of an eye, Woodcreek is now on top 3-1. What a wild play. Top 4 we go, 2 on, nobody out for Kevin Taylor. He shoots the gap in left. 1 run will score. But Trace Murchison does a nice job to cut it off. And the relay throw home from Aaron Palmer is on the money. Nice tag from Dante Ruggiero at home. That play keeps Del Oro from tying the game at 3, but credit Taylor with the big knock. Top 5 we go. Golden Eagles threatening again with the bases juiced. And this, of all things, will bring home the tying run. Cyrus Nabavi will trade a bruise for an RBI every time. It's 3-3, but the inning continues. Bases still full for Jack Twos. This game was played on a Friday, but it's always Tuesday when Jack does stuff like this. He drives in Cale Lumbert and Mason Belding. D.O. leads 5-3 after 5. Top 6, D.O. keeps pouring it on like ranch on my daughter's chicken tenders. Will Stark looking like Will Clark with this swing to the deepest part of the yard. Carson Moore racing around to score. Stark with the triple. He would later score on a Cale Lumbert single, and D.O. leads 7-3. Bottom 6, Woodcreek loads him up with nobody out for leadoff man Aaron Palmer, and that's why he was selected as the CVC MVP. It drives in a run. The T-Wolves would get another one back in the inning to make it 7-5 after 6. But the last chance in the bottom of the 7th, Brock McReynolds on for the save, and he gets the job done. And Del Oro advances to the section semifinals where they will play a best-of-3 set with Jesuit.
Man, we all stayed together as a team, pieced stuff together. You know, we got down, but never brought us down. We stayed up, always believing and fighting the whole way. Everybody's just so close together. It comes with our team chemistry. Everybody's so close, and we all play for each other and fight for each other.
Let's take a look at the Divisions 1 through 4 brackets in the Race for the Ring presented by Premier Championship Rings. All semifinals are a best-of-3 series, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday if necessary. And in Division 1, the top 4 seeds hold out. Last year's champion St. Mary's will play Davis, while second-seeded Rockland will host Franklin of Elk Grove. In Division 2, you just saw what Del Oro is capable of. We'll see what the Golden Eagles have in store for Jesuit. And how about a 6-7 matchup on the other side with Lodi taking on Rodriguez? It's a rematch of last year's section and NorCal finals as Oakmont takes on Central Catholic. And in the 2-3 matchup, West Park will take on Yuba City. And finally, in Division 4, defending champion Bradshaw Christian will host a red-hot Del Campo team, while Oakdale will have home field advantage against Roseville. Remember, it's ring season, and if you hoist the section championship this year, you can also get yourselves ringed up with Premier Championship Rings, the choice of champions. Time to take a look at our Big Picture Baseball Top 10 presented by LENIE'S Pictures. Folks, it is graduation season officially, and LENIE'S Pictures has some great packages for your grad at any level, custom banners, festive yard signs, and much more. Just visit LENIE'Spictures.com. Let's take a look at our big picture top 10 baseball rankings presented by LENIE'S Pictures.
LENI'S Pictures is your go-to site for priceless photos and memorabilia. This local family business has captured great action shots for a decade, but there's so much more to offer with a personalized touch for team and individual photos, game day galleries, banners, yard signs, festive mementos for senior nights, team banquets, or even just to cheer your kid on at their games, all 100% custom made by LENI'S Pictures, any student, any season, any occasion. So make those memories last forever and visit LENI'Spictures.com and use the promo code NP7 for $7 photo downloads exclusively through Premier Preps. That's LENI'Spictures.com, your official photography sponsor for Premier Preps.
It's time for our Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. Infinite Performance Physical Therapy is your go-to source for injury rehab and prevention exercises, as well as sports-specific training. So go ahead and connect with Infinite Performance Physical Therapy for all of your fitness and recovery needs. Don't forget, you can send me Play of the Week nominees on social media. Just tag me with a short clip and let me know what's going on with the play. And you could potentially be featured on Premier Preps even if I can't make your game. Let's check out who made this week's Infinite Performance Plays of the Week. You can't leave home plate unattended when Marissa Bryson is on third. A heads-up steal of home. No surprise, a high IQ play from a Stanford commit. We've got some defense from Sheldon. Micah Kennedy snags a comebacker. She goes to Regan Wise for one. Tamiani Marshall at first for two. Easy as 1, 2, 3. What's on the menu in the D3 semis? Pancakes, served up by Christian Brothers' Jacoby Rugnow. The sophomore keeps it alive for Philip Morozov, helping send CB into the finals. As a former right fielder, I love this play. Leroy Greene Academy's Philip Jones with an absolute dart to third base, hitting the bullseye and keeping a potential run off the board. Well done, Philip. Is Brooklyn in the house? Whitney second baseman Brooklyn steals a base hit from Ponderosa. No time to get up, so she makes the throw lying flat on the floor. Pondo coach Steve Montoya says freshman shortstop Kate McCartney is the next big star, and she shows why right here, sending everyone home with a free snow cone to end the game against Whitney. And that is your Infinite Performance Play of the Week.
What's up, Infinite family? We have something new for you guys for 2025. We finally teamed up with My PT Hub and created the ultimate all-inclusive Infinite app. Within the app, you'll be able to purchase memberships, book and cancel sessions, and purchase online go-at-your-own-pace programs. Something new we're adding this year is becoming an Infinite Virtual Athlete, where you have custom programs built for you with video demonstrations to ensure you are doing the exercises properly. I'm super excited for this new addition and being able to create Infinite built athletes no matter where you are in the world.
Episode 38 of Premier Preps is officially in the books. Thanks once again to all of our sponsors: Premier Championship Rings, Infinite Performance Physical Therapy, LENI'S Pictures, iPCR, ERIK'S DeliCafe, HB Towing, and the Riley Grace Foundation. And of course, thank you all for showing up every Sunday for the most unique high school sports coverage in the greater Sacramento area. We continue with playoff baseball and softball next week, so be sure to subscribe and follow along on social media. And finally, happy Mother's Day once again to my mom, my stepmom Elena. I appreciate you all and I love you very much. And of course to my beautiful wife and baby mama, Becky, you are the love of my life. I can't do any of this without your blessing and support. Thank you for being a wonderful mother to our kids, Luke and Olivia. I love you so much. I'm Nick Pecoraro. We will see you all next week.